Hello and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do on the channel. We're actually going to do a video, and this idea for this video came from one of our users who reached out, and they are thinking about starting their YouTube journey as well, and they're wondering what's the camera gear that we use to record our videos. Now, in talking to them, you know, like they said, hey, I'm starting out on this journey and I don't have the money to purchase all this expensive fancy camera gear. And the reality is, like all of us starting this journey, nobody has the money to purchase that, right? So we're all in the same boat. Nobody has the money to purchase all that expensive camera gear. And the reality is you do not need any of that to get started. Now, when we first started our YouTube journey, our YouTube path, if you will, we started recording from our iPhone. Everything that I recorded was recorded on my own iPhone. Now here we are, you fast forward, we're a little over a year on our journey on this path of YouTube, and while we still aspire to have all of that fancy camera gear, the reality is we're recording on a very low budget. Now, I am extremely happy and pleased with the quality of the video that we're getting from the cameras that we're using. And at this stage in my YouTube journey, I am 100% content with the camera gear that we're using. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody out there wants to have the best camera equipment, that best camera for YouTube. But if that's what's holding you back from pressing that record button, recording and editing and publishing your first video and starting on your YouTube journey, don't let that be what's stopping you, because the reality is nobody starts that way. Nobody starts with the most expensive and the fanciest camera gear. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, and hopefully you understand that to get started and get going and take that first step and publish your first video, you don't need that fancy camera equipment. That's gonna come over time. We got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and dive through our camera case and tell you what we're currently using to record our YouTube videos. Now, if you're unfamiliar with our channel, we do almost all of our recordings. This one I'm doing here at the house, but 98% of the recordings that we're doing, they're coming on the boat, whether I'm doing an instructional video or we are in the thick of the action on our sport fishing days. They're recorded on the boat. So like I said, when we first started, we started recording everything from our iPhone. And then as we progressed and we bought our very first camera, we decided to go with an action camera because these are waterproof and they're so small that you can mount them anywhere on the boat. Makes it real easy when you're recording on the boat. Now, at the time that I purchased the first camera, I decided to go with the GoPro Hero 10, the black camera, and we started recording with one. Now I'm up to 3 GoPro Hero 10s that we record all of our YouTube videos with. Now, the GoPro Hero 10 has a GP2 processor, which is going to deliver high frame rates and a really fast and smooth user interface. The camera has the ability to record in 5.3K up to 60 frames per second. And it also records in 4K up to 120 frames per second. And the camera also takes 23 megapixel photos. Now, this is excellent video quality, and whatever camera you decide to go with, you really want to ensure that that camera has the capability of recording in 4K. And really, I think now any camera that you go with is, I don't know that any camera will be less than 4K. Now, 4K video is going to be excellent video quality. And then when we look at the GoPro Hero 10, it also allows us to take high quality photos. So we're going to use this feature a lot when we're out on the boat and we're taking the picture to create our thumbnails. We use the camera feature on the GoPro Hero 10. Now, the camera also has a hyper smooth 4.0 video stabilization. Now, this is going to be an excellent feature if you're recording videos that have a lot of movement like we do when we're recording our videos on the boat. Now, without this feature, there's going to be so much movement in the videos that it really is going to be difficult for that viewer to watch the video. The camera is also waterproof up to 33 feet, and then if you wanted to place the camera in the water at even greater depths, you can purchase the GoPro waterproof protective housing. The camera also has the capability to upload footage to the cloud while it's charging. Now, we don't really use this feature because what we do is I download all the recordings from the SD card onto my computer, and then I organize them in folders to make the editing process go a little bit faster. But if this is a feature that you want to do, the GoPro Hero 10 has this capability as well. The camera can also record in time warp. So this is going to be most commonly known to everybody as time lapse. GoPro, they call it time warp. And this is really going to allow you to record something that really takes a long time to go by, like a sunset or a sunrise. And you'll be able to record it and it plays back at a really fast speed. So it really shortens the amount of time that it takes for whatever you're recording to go through a process. It also has the capability of recording in 8x slow motion. And this is really something that we use a lot when we're recording a lot of our B-rolls, because it gives a really smooth cinematic feel to the B-roll. And if you want to choose this option, you have it. The camera can also be controlled from the GoPro Quick application right from your smartphone. And this really makes it easy for the end user to control the camera and play back recordings right from your smartphone. Camera's also compatible with over 30 mounts and accessories. And while this might not seem like an important feature at first glance, as you get deep into recording your videos, you're going to find it extremely useful to use all of those different mounts and accessories to place that camera and get your camera in the perfect spot to capture those incredible shots. And then lastly, like any camera that you buy that you're going to go through this process for your YouTube journey, it does require an SD card. The GoPros don't come with one, but every camera is going to require an SD card to be able to capture the footage and save it. And the GoPro has a micro SD card, the slot for it. It's actually located within the waterproof door that houses the battery. So everything is completely closed in on the camera and you don't have to worry about anything getting water damage if you're out recording in the elements like we are. Now, we use external mics on our GoPro cameras, and if you want to use an external microphone, you're either going to have to get the GoPro Media Mod or you're going to have to buy an aftermarket case for your GoPro. Now, the case is going to be needed because you have to be able to use what's called a cold shoe mount to slide and house and hold your microphone in place. And you're also going to have to purchase an adapter. And the really cool thing about the case is that the case has a housing where you slide that adapter in. And what this adapter does is it connects to your power port where you're going to charge your GoPro, and it gives your external microphone power right from your GoPro battery. And it has a cable that connects your microphone to that adapter. And as you're recording, the audio that your microphone is capturing goes directly into your recording. Now, we went with the aftermarket case by a company called Ulanzi. And this Ulanzi, it's a Ulanzi GoPro case. The Ulanzi GoPro case, it's made out of aluminum. So when I was reading this was really important to us because this case is going to keep the cameras protected on the boat. And a really cool feature that this has is that this case supports a 52mm lens filter. This is a really cool feature. I haven't played around with it yet, but I'm really looking forward to purchasing the polarized lens filter because this is going to allow us to shoot and record footage into the water, and the polarized lens filter is going to be able to get through and give us good clarity into the water when we have fish on the surface and really block out that glare of the sun. The case also has a battery cover with a charging port, and this is excellent if you're recording in a lot of movement, because in a lot of the cases that we saw, the battery is exposed. So for us on the boat, we're in rough weather conditions, we're hitting a lot of waves. Without that door that holds the battery in place, the battery could fall out of your camera, or it could move a little bit and shut that camera off. The other thing that the case has is that door that holds the battery in place, it has a hole for your charging cable, the one that connects to the adapter to plug right in. And that cable is a tight waterproof fit. So for us, that's super important. We're recording a lot. It's raining. We're in rough weather. The cameras are getting wet with salt water. And that creates a good seal right there to prevent water from getting in. The case also has, the whole housing is made out of aluminum. That aluminum continues into the legs, and those legs are made perfectly to mount with all the GoPro mounts. The case also features the thread. It's a 1/4 inch thread, which is really important because this is going to make it compatible with all the aftermarket camera mounts and accessories that are out on the market as well. The case has a quick install and uninstall back door, and this is something that we really liked because if you want to remove the camera, switch cameras, you can very easily pop that little back door up and slide the camera right out of the case quickly and easily. This case also comes with a microphone heightening mount. Now this is really important because without it, when you're recording and you have your microphone mounted on the camera with the GoPros, depending on the view that you have your lens, if you have in like a very wide angle view, that microphone is going to come out in your video shot and ruin your shot. So you want to get the heightening mount, and the heightening mount pushes your microphone, whether you have it mounted on the top or the side, it's going to elevate it away from the camera to ensure that that microphone doesn't come out in the shot. The other really cool thing that I like about this case is that the case has a little cutout on the side, so you can very easily press the button to power on and off the camera. And this is really, really nice because without this, if you wanted to power on and off the camera, you have to take the camera out of the case to power it on and put it back in the case to record. And then lastly, the really cool feature, one of the main features that really led me to purchasing this case, is that the Ulanzi case has a slot for the GoPro audio adapter to slide right in on the bottom. And that's really, really good for us because everything is completely housed in that case. Now, when it comes to the microphones, we use two separate microphones. They're the Rode shotgun microphones, and we have one microphone hooked up to each camera. Now, the addition of these external microphones is going to really elevate the audio quality and the level of the audio that you're getting in your videos, because it's going to be much better than just using the regular microphone that comes on the GoPro camera. Now, in addition to this, if you're recording in an outdoor environment where you could have a lot of wind, you want to use the windshield. So we've got the windshields on both of our microphones to really help reduce a lot of that noise that you hear from the wind in the microphones when you're recording outdoors. For us, this was super important because, like we said at the beginning of the video, the majority of all the footage and all the videos that we record is out on the boat. Now, I also use the Rode wireless Go mic, which is a lavalier mic system, which is the one that I'm wearing right here. And you'll notice that little fuzzy ball. We also have the windshield on this microphone as well, because like I said, when I'm recording out on the boat, I want to make sure I try to eliminate as much of that wind noise as possible from my video recordings. Now, the lavalier mic, or the Lav Mic as it's called, is the one that I'm wearing that you could clip it to your shirt. I wear it on the buff because this is one of our fishing shirts, and these are very thin, soft SPF shirts, and it kind of pulls it down for me. So I clip it to my buff when I'm out on the boat, and I just got used to doing all the videos like that. But this is a very good microphone. This is going to give you superb audio quality for the person that's wearing it. It's going to capture your voice, excellent quality, and really eliminate a lot of the background noise. Now, I really like using this microphone when I'm on the boat, especially when I'm fishing by myself and I just have cameras that are fixed and they're recording me, because this is going to record my voice perfectly no matter at what angle. If I'm talking to the camera, or I turn my head and I'm speaking in a different direction, or I'm in the action doing something, it will record my voice perfectly fine anywhere that I'm at on the boat, like if I was speaking directly into the microphone. Now, the one drawback of this microphone is, so if you're talking to the camera like I am, you're by yourself, this microphone is going to work excellent because it's capturing your voice perfectly fine. But if you're in a group setting, or we've got multiple people fishing on the boat and we're all talking, the microphone's not going to capture what they're saying, because this microphone is really designed to capture with superb quality the audio of the person who's wearing it, who's speaking. So in that situation, if we have multiple people on the boat, we would use the other microphone, our Rode shotgun microphone on the camera, because that's really going to give you a good, clear audio of the talking and the interaction that everybody's having. Now, the Rode Wireless Go microphone, the Lav Mic like I'm wearing, is sold either in a single receiver unit, or you can also purchase it with two receivers. So let's say you're doing a lot of recording or interviewing, each person can have one on, and you could record it perfectly, and all of that will go to the receiver and record into your one audio file. or a video file. Now on the boat, how we mount the cameras is we use a GoPro mount from a company called Seasucker. And Seasucker, these guys are the leader in suction cup marine technology. The unbelievable holding power. These are not gonna fall. You're not gonna be able to pull it off. The waves don't knock it off. And we love these because I can suction cup it somewhere on the boat, and wherever I stick it, that is gonna be there no matter the waves or the conditions that I'm in. And I don't have to worry about that camera falling and getting damaged. Now, the one thing I would tell you that I would highly recommend is that you get yourself a camera bag or a camera case so that you can keep all of your gear organized and have a proper storage system. Now, when we first started, we didn't have any camera case. I used a regular backpack, took one of the old backpacks that the kids had that they used for school, and that became our camera bag, and we had everything in there. But as we kept adding to our camera gear and buying external mics and getting multiple cameras, that soft style camera bag, like that backpack, really wasn't good enough for us on the boat because we're hitting a lot of waves, we're in rough water sometimes, and that really doesn't protect the camera gear as much as I would like it to be protected. Now, we recently purchased a hard case from Pelican. The Pelican hard case is a really hard plastic. It's got the snaps on it, and it's really cool. It comes lined with foam on the inside, so when you put all of your camera gear in there and you close it, it gives it a really nice tight fit, and it keeps everything secure. So whether you're a filmmaker, a content creator, or a travel photographer, having a camera bag or a camera case is extremely important to ensure that you keep all of your investment protected, and it helps keep everything organized in one spot. So when you're gonna leave the house to go and record, you can grab it, and it ensures you're not gonna leave any of your camera gear behind. So for us, that Pelican hard case is a perfect choice based on the application that we use for recording. Now, lastly, I want to cover the video editing software that we use to edit our videos, because this can also be a daunting task to try to figure out which one you want to use when you're starting your YouTube journey. So for me, I decided to go with the Adobe Creative Cloud solution. And this gives me, with my subscription, gives me Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Premiere Rush for video editing. So if you're unfamiliar, Adobe Premiere Rush is a really simple editing software that Adobe has. And what the really cool thing about it is that you can edit right from your phone or tablet or your computer. So if you're doing mobile editing, it's a really easy software to use that you could do from your mobile device. Now, Premiere Pro takes us to the next level. Premiere Pro is a really professional editing software that's got a lot more features than Premiere Rush, and it's really going to be able to take your videos to the next level. A lot more complicated to learn and to use, and it also does not have a feature where you can use it on a mobile device. Then within the Adobe Creative Cloud, we also use a software called Adobe Express, and we use Adobe Express to create all of our thumbnails and to create all of our B-roll templates that I show in a lot of my instructional videos. All right, hopefully this video has removed that misconception that you really need to have a bunch of fancy camera gear to be able to start your YouTube journey. Having all that fancy camera equipment is really a nice to have, but it's not a need to have. I still know a lot of guys within our fishing niche and our industry that record all of their YouTube videos, and these are big YouTube channels, on action cameras like the GoPro camera. Now, the one thing I would tell you to invest in right from the beginning is to invest in an external microphone. Whatever one you decide to go with, because that's going to give your video a lot better audio quality than you're going to get from your iPhone or from an action camera. And always remember that this is a great investment, because people are going to watch a video and they might sit through poor video quality, but if you're watching a video and you can't even understand or make out the audio quality is so bad, people are going to abandon that video before they would abandon a video with bad video quality. When we first started recording our videos, like I told you, we started recording it with an iPhone, but I also had an external mic that was capturing the audio to ensure that we had crisp, clear audio in our videos. If you have a dream of trying to build a different future for yourself through a YouTube channel, take the plunge, go ahead and get started, and as you're going through the journey, you could slowly start upgrading the gear that you're using. Remember that in any journey, the most important step is the first step. So take the step, change your future, chase that dream, and go after it. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.